My beloved, come closer in your spirit and listen. I see what you have not spoken aloud. I recognize the quiet exhaustion that has settled into the deeper places of your heart, the kind that does not always show on your face, yet lingers in your thoughts when the world grows silent. I know the questions that rise even when you try to be certain, the thoughts that return when you hoped they had already been resolved. Nothing about this has escaped my attention. I know the weight of the old stories you were given, stories spoken over you, repeated around you, absorbed by you when you were still learning who you were. Some of those stories shaped how you see yourself even now. Others planted doubts that attempted to take root, whispering that you must remain who you were, that growth would cost too much, that change would demand more than you could give. I see how those voices tried to follow you forward, even as you stepped into new understanding. But hear me now, my precious one, because this moment matters. The ground beneath your steps, which once felt unstable and uncertain, is becoming firm. What once shifted beneath you, what caused you to hesitate, to test every step, to wonder whether you were safe to continue, is now being secured by my promise. You are not standing on fragile hope. You are standing on truth that does not move. I am not distant from you. I have not watched from afar. I am here, present, attentive, and involved. Even now, I am revealing the peace that has begun to settle within you, a peace that did not arrive all at once, but quietly, steadily, like dawn spreading across the sky. It may not yet feel complete, but it is real. It is growing, and it will not retreat. The confusion that once crowded your thoughts is giving way to clarity. What felt tangled will begin to straighten. What seemed contradictory will start to make sense. Not because every question will immediately be answered, but because you will no longer feel lost within them. You are being restored from the inside outward, and that restoration is already reshaping your dwelling place, your relationships, and the spaces where your life unfolds. Stay with me, my beloved. Do not rush past this moment. What I am unfolding before you surpasses even your highest expectations. It is not meant for everyone else. It is meant for you. Your dwelling place will bear witness to this transformation. What once felt chaotic, emotionally, relationally, or even physically, I am bringing into order. This is not a superficial rearranging. It is a deep realignment. The unseen tension, the quiet strain, the things you tried to hold together on your own, I am stepping into those spaces now. The hearts of those close to you are also being reached in this very instant. Even as you read these words, I am at work. I am not limited by distance or proximity. I do not require your physical nearness to move beyond what is familiar or expected. Your trust alone is enough. Your confidence in me opens the way. Your willingness to yield creates room. And in that space, my power moves gently, but with unmistakable purpose. What unfolds next in your life will not be the result of chance. You will not stumble into wonder by accident. You will encounter it because I have promised it. This journey is not guided by luck. It is shaped by intention, by design. Every detail of your life is being directed with precision you cannot yet see. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Even the weight you carry today, the burden that presses on your thoughts, that tightens your chest when you think too far ahead, that weight will not remain. I am lifting it from you. In its place, I am giving you direction. You will know what to choose. You will sense what aligns. You will recognize peace when it appears. Your connections will grow calmer. Your decisions will grow wiser. And your judgments will be marked not by fear, but by understanding. I have never left you without guidance, my precious child. Even when you felt unsure, even when silence stretched longer than you expected, my presence remained. The voices that once diminished you, the ones that questioned your worth, minimized your growth, or tried to confine you to who you used to be, are losing their power. Their influence is weakening. I am undoing every narrative that contradicts what I have spoken about you. The untruths that once shaped your self-understanding are being exchanged for certainties that endure. You are more than what others said. You are more than what you endured. You are more than what you survived. One day when you look back on your path, you will see that no step was meaningless. Even the moments that ache now will reveal their purpose. And even if questions still linger, understand this truth above all others. I was with you through every moment. Love has always been the foundation. Love remains the answer. Stand firm in that knowledge. Even if recent wounds still echo within you, even if clarity has not yet arrived in full, know that my truth has already taken root. This is the moment to release the belief that what hurt you must define what comes next. It will not. The new beginning you hoped for is not distant. It has already begun. You will start to notice subtle changes, quiet shifts, small signs that movement has replaced stagnation. What once felt frozen is loosening. What seemed unreachable is drawing closer. This is not coincidence. It is my presence entering places you could not reach on your own. I am directing matters now. And under my hand, everything is finding its rightful place. This is not a breaking down, my beloved. It is restoration. I have already stepped into the silent battles, the unspoken decisions, the conversations held behind closed doors, the thoughts you carried alone. Hearts that once resisted are softening. Walls are lowering. Distance is shrinking. What felt unreachable is beginning to turn toward you. I am rekindling warmth. I am restoring trust. I am laying foundations built on compassion and truth. You will play a role in this transformation. You will witness changes around you as your inner world becomes whole. The peace you longed for in your surroundings begins within your heart. This is why I am gently uncovering what was hidden. Old worries, unresolved memories, lingering questions. Not to cause pain, but to ensure no bitterness remains where renewal is meant to grow. This is why I led you carefully. This is why I allowed stillness. This is why I asked you to wait when you wanted to move. I was preparing you to receive without losing yourself. To move forward without abandoning who you are. To stand confident without needing to defend your place. What once appeared ordinary will soon reveal itself as extraordinary. Everyday moments will become quiet proofs of my nearness. A kind word, an unexpected message, a moment of understanding that arrives just in time. You are surrounded by evidence of my care. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are never absent from my mind. The pain of rejection, abandonment, and betrayal will not define you. You were never meant to carry what others chose to do. I know the full story. I know exactly what happened. And I am restoring what was damaged, your name, your story, your spirit. You do not need to seek validation. You do not need to chase affection. You do not need to prove your worth. What began as a quiet stirring within you is becoming reality. I do not abandon what I begin. If I started restoring, I will finish. If I began healing, I will complete it. Do not fear this path. T leads to wholeness. My child, remain with me in this unfolding. Do not rush ahead in your thoughts or try to gather everything at once. What I am revealing is meant to be received slowly, allowed to settle, allowed to breathe within you. You have spent much of your life anticipating what comes next, bracing yourself for outcomes before they arrive. But now I invite you to rest in this moment, for it is here that understanding begins to deepen. You are not forgotten in my plans. Not even briefly. Not even in the moments when doors closed without explanation, when opportunities slipped away, when paths you thought were meant for you suddenly ended. I know how those moments felt. I know how you questioned yourself, wondering if you had misread the signs or failed to act quickly enough. But hear this clearly now, those endings were not punishment. They were protection. I withheld certain paths not because you were unworthy, but because I could see where they would lead. I saw the outcome long before you reached the turning point. Some roads looked promising on the surface, yet they would have drained your spirit, diminished your voice, or required you to become smaller in order to belong. I would not allow that. I will never ask you to trade your integrity for acceptance. There were places you longed to remain, roles you hoped would last, connections you tried to preserve. You invested your heart, your effort, your hope. And when they ended, it felt like loss layered upon loss. But I was not removing something good without intention. I was preserving something greater. Now that you have grown, now that your discernment has sharpened, now that your spirit has been strengthened, new opportunities will appear. These will not pull you away from who you are. They will draw you closer to me. They will not demand that you abandon your values or silence your truth. Instead, they will honor the fullness of who you are becoming. I am not persuaded by many words, my child, but by the honesty behind them. I heard you when you spoke quietly, when your prayers were unpolished and heavy with feeling. I heard the sincerity beneath the confusion. That sincerity reached me and it set things in motion. You will soon notice answers arriving in ways you did not expect, through conversations that seem ordinary, through circumstances that align without effort, through moments that suddenly feel illuminated. At first, you may not connect them to those earlier prayers. But then recognition will come and you will know, this is my hand. You were never meant to carry everything alone. Release the burden you have been holding so tightly. It was never mine for you to bear by yourself. I did not design you to survive through constant strain or self-reliance. There are things beyond your reach that I have already taken into my care. Where you could not go, I went ahead of you. Where your strength ended, mine did not. Everything that feels larger than you, every responsibility that overwhelms, every outcome you cannot control, is already within my authority. You do not need to manage it. You need only to trust me. What I have prepared for you exceeds what you imagine. It goes beyond comfort, beyond security, beyond recognition. What is coming will bring peace to your days and goodness to others through you. Your life will become a quiet channel of restoration, not because you strive for it, but because you allow it. Your journey has never been meaningless. Every season shaped you. Every delay refined you. Every difficulty taught you patience, discernment, and depth. I value all of it. None of it is discarded. I will guide you to places where your voice is respected, where your presence is welcomed, where your spirit is not consumed but nourished. You are learning to receive. You have spent so much time giving, supporting, listening, holding space for others, that you forgot how to rest and care yourself. But that is changing now. You are beginning to draw strength inward again. Renewal is rising from within you, not because others demand less, but because you are allowing yourself to be sustained. Do not continue to live defensively, my cherished one. You have learned how to guard yourself because you had to. But the season of constant vigilance is ending. Lower your defenses. I will be your protection. You may rest. What once felt threatening will no longer control your thoughts. What once unsettled you will lose its power. You will notice a new lightness, a gentler way of waking, a calmer way of moving through the day. You will look around and realize that something fundamental has shifted. The world did not suddenly change. You did. Your spirit is becoming whole. You will feel joy again, not forced, not fleeting, but genuine. You will trust again, not blindly but wisely. You will imagine possibilities without fear of disappointment holding you back. And this time, you will not lose your footing because your strength will not come from circumstances. It will come from me. You do not need to prove anything, my child. You are not required to convince anyone of your worth, your intentions, or your sincerity. My understanding of you is complete. That is your foundation. Human approval may bring momentary comfort, but it is my constant gaze that sustains you. What is unfolding now is not a repair of old fragments. It is something new. You will recognize it by the peace it carries, a deep, settled peace that does not demand explanation. Everything that comes from me has purpose. Even if your mind cannot yet grasp every detail, your spirit will know. You will sense when it is time to receive, to welcome, to move forward. Do not be afraid. I will walk with you through every step of this new beginning. Remain attentive, my beloved. More truth is still emerging. What began quietly is growing into something far greater than you imagined. Stay present. Do not let distraction pull you away from this moment. My voice has not stopped speaking. Your clarity is drawing near. Not every experience needed immediate explanation.